Hello, hello, assalamu alaikum. Hello, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear.
Okay, fine. How are you today, sir?
Yeah, Alhamdulillah. How you doing?
Good. Did you watch the video that I sent you, the recorded class? You left 30 minutes earlier.
Yeah, that's the last one.
Later, yeah,
Yep.
later I showed how we can customize our own Xpath. Did you watch it?
No, I didn't have a chance. Yeah, I was catching up
Oh,
on other.
all right.
Yeah, but I was going to watch it today. Yeah.
Okay. So,
The other the other question is, do you have the one we did like previously when you set up the environment, the recording when you
yeah.
set up the help me to set? Yeah, I want that one too. The set up the environment from scratch.
Okay,
I
no
think I have.
problem.
Yeah, I have to
No
send it to
problem.
you.
No problem.
So I'll watch it today. I mean, I was planning to do it like tonight.
Okay, no problem.
Um,
So,
yeah,
today,
I know now exactly. I left. That's the steps where I left
oh,
when you customize the.
that's great because there are lot of tools.
Right.
Yet I haven't yet show you the tools. Taking help with those tools, actually, we can get the XPath and CSS selectors.
Mm.
But I'm not showing this one because once you get used to using those tools, you will not learn.
Yeah, yeah. It
Yeah, you
became
will become lazy. I
right.
show you, even you don't need to write the codes. What
Mm.
you can do, you can just record and run and you take the codes and you can rewrite them.
Oh, I see. There's two like you can collect all the clicking and all this stuff in one
Right,
shot.
right.
Okay.
Just you go to
Record.
just for example, just what you can do, navigate to the web application, okay? Navigate to the web application. Going to one of my friends working on my computer from China, okay? You know, he's using my computer too, and I am at the same time I'm also using, you know, actually he is using my computer right now, and at the same time I'm using too. Now, just if I just write www.google.com, there are several tools. When I do it, it will record, and at the same time it will write the script whatever I am doing here. If I just write here like Selenium, it will write the script and send the keys Selenium, okay? Click on the link and it will also record the video at the same time. It will also write the test script. I write my first name. It will take these locators. When I fill up it, every step the tools will write for me. Okay, Jose, can you hear me? I think you are not with me. Okay, let me call you again. Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, the call drops. Okay, so what I told you just now is whatever I do on my screen, okay, it will record the video. At the same time, it will write the test scripts that whatever I do here on my screen. Then just you have to collect the test scripts and you have to just develop them. Okay,
Right.
so there are some tools, but I don't want to teach it now because once you learn it, you will start thinking I don't need to learn, I can use the tools. But
No, no.
yeah, but you know, um, sometimes tools they make mistake.
Oh, I see.
That is why we have to be very very careful. We can take help with the tools, but we cannot rely on them. Okay,
Right.
can take help, they will help us to um, get the Xpath, CSS, and the whole script even. Still, we have to be very very careful so that it doesn't make mistake. We have to correct them if it makes mistake. Okay,
Hmm.
that is why still the industry needs software development engineers in test. Okay,
Hmm.
now today I will repeat couple of things. First, uh, we will discuss actually what is Xpath. Okay, now if I go to Google and just write this, it will give bookish definition
Right.
and everyone use it. What does mean? Okay, what is Xpath?
Uh, are you sharing your screen? Because I'm not seeing it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Can you see now? Can you see now?
Let's see. Yep. 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 Now
Okay.
I'm getting. Yep.
Xpath is a query language for selecting nodes from an XML document. Okay, so this is bookish definition. Xpath is a major element in XLLT standard language. Xpath can be used navigate through elements and attributes in XML document. Xpath is a syntax for defining parts of an XML document. Okay, so when we go through this definition, actually we can't understand anything. It's
Right.
to us it's meaningless. What the hell it is talking about?
Right.
But if I say, let me first show you what is it. Mm, if I go to open source dash demo.orange hrmlive.com, okay, and click here, just try to understand.
Mm.
I click on inspector, then
Right.
click back on input text, and I see name is txt and there is input text, right?
Right.
ID is txt username. So to come to here from beginning from HTML doc type HTML, you see. So what I have to do, first I have to take the HTML, then head, then body, then div, another div, style, div, then form, then another div, then input. Okay, then I can take the XPath from here.
Right.
Now let me show you. If I take the XPath now, I just copy it. This is XPath, okay?
Right.
And this is called, there are two kinds of XPath. One is absolute XPath, and another one is relative XPath, okay? Now absolute XPath means the whole XPath. So what is XPath? XPath is nothing but the
You're recording the session too, right?
yeah,
Yep, yep.
it's nothing but the path of the elements. Actually, let me show you. Again, when I click back here, so I have to, if I take XPath from here, I have to take every element step by step to reach up to here, okay? And it will be a long XPath. The long XPath is the whole XPath. That is called absolute XPath, okay? I'll show you how we can get the absolute XPath also. Now, relative XPath, how we create it. Just so we can use either absolute XPath or relative XPath, but we prefer relative XPath because it is short, okay? And absolute XPath will be very, very long, up to here maybe, from beginning to end maybe here, okay? So it's better to use this one. Now, sometimes we can find even this XPath, then maybe we will use it, but it will not happen. I will teach you, I will show you how we can create our own XPath, okay? Just, I want to create my own XPath from here, okay?
Right.
What I can do, just I press Control F, okay? And input text is pop up. And right here something, right? So now what is the difference between relative XPath and absolute XPath? So absolute XPath is the whole path, relative XPath is shortcut path, okay? Now how you can understand this is relative and absolute? You can understand by this slash.
The slash, right?
Yeah, if you see only one slash, then it is absolute XPath.
Okay.
Say for example, it will be like this. ID equal to maybe txt username, then slash input slash maybe tag name, okay, slash maybe table 2 and maybe right, maybe list, okay, and list will be maybe 04. So
That's a long.
again, yeah, maybe some more, okay. So it
There you
will it will be starting with single slash, okay. So when you will see single slash, you have to understand it is absolute XPath.
go. Okay.
It will be long. And when you will see double slash, that means this is relative XPath.
Yeah.
It's a interview question, very popular question. One is, what is XPath? It is nothing but the path of the elements we can say web elements. Web application. Okay, that's enough. And next question will be how many XPaths do you know? How many types? Types. Absolute XPath and relative XPath. Then interviewer will be asking you, what is absolute XPath? What is relative XPath? Okay, how you can differentiate. Just you can say absolute XPath is very long, and better you say this one first. Starts with single slash absolute XPath, and relative XPath starts with double slash. Okay. Then next you say absolute XPath is the whole path of the element, so it is very long. Okay. And relative XPath is shorter, very short. Now, next question will be, can you customize your own XPath, or can you create your own XPath?
Yellow.
Can you create or write or customize your own XPath?
That's what you did yesterday, I think.
Yeah. Then you have to tell, yes, we can. Just how? Double slash. Then we will put the what is it? Tag, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tag. What is tag? Tag name. Tag name is input. Input. Okay. You see, it's selecting this one, but we have to be make it selected this one. Okay.
Right.
Then at the rate, you can take either name or ID. So I will go with ID. Either one is correct. Then inverted comma, ID is txt user name. Okay. Then inverted comma. Has it been selected? Yes. Selected means this XPath is correct, what we have written. Okay. Now, one of one means what?
There's only one.
Unique. Yeah, unique. And to be using as a locator in Selenium, we have to choose the unique element, right? So
Otherwise get confused.
yeah, otherwise it will not work. Selenium will get confused, robot will get confused, and it will fail to locate. So if you see 1 of 2, 1 of 3, 1 of 4 means there are 4 elements, and this is one of them.
How do you make What do you make it? How do you make it unique? You know, what's you have to
Then,
put padding.
yeah, you have to try. So if you see there is one of two, that means this is not unique, it's not working. Try with name, okay?
Oh,
Write name, okay? Name, and this is, yeah, it's working, one of one. Say for example, this is also not working, okay? Then how will I try? I will try with any of the attribute and the value, okay? You
mm,
can try with any attribute, any attribute. It can be type. Say for example, it's saying 3 of 1 means there are 3. So I have to try with type,
mm,
and the value of the type is
text. Oh, okay.
text. Text. It's not
No,
selecting.
yeah, see, 1 or 2, so it's bad.
Yeah, one of two, you see? So it will not work. Then you can go there isn't anything, right? Then you can try with either copy the selector, okay, or even from copy we can try, maybe, let's see. No, we cannot, because there isn't any attribute n. Okay, so this one is one of two, so we have to try with, maybe with, still there are two. Okay, so I have to go by ID. Is txt user name, right? Now what is dot star? This is also interview question. If you, they might tell you, okay, Koshe, could you please open your Skype and get connected with us? Okay, open your Skype. They might tell you, okay, show us how you are customizing your own Xpath. You are showing this. And they might tell you, what is dot star? What is star?
Mm-hmm.
Star. What is star? Do you know?
No.
Star is regular expression.
Ah,
Regular expression means,
using regex.
regular expression means, this star means it can be anything, okay? It can be input, it can be div, it can be table, it can be list, it can be style, whatever, okay? It can be anything. And with this, if it says one of one, then XPath is correct, okay? So instead of input, actually tag name, input, it can be input, or tag name can be div, tag name can be style, okay? Tag name can be p, right?
Right.
Yeah, it can be anything, means anything, and it is called regular expression, okay, in programming language, in Selenium. Okay, so these are the questions, very common question.
But you need to put the tag, right? They have to put the tag, the star
The
after the
star
tag.
means any tag name,
Oh,
or any tag name. Now the formula or syntax is, to write XPath, you have to write double slash, we call it syntax, formula, okay, grammar. What is it? Double slash, then you have to write tag name, okay, then we call it square bracket, right?
mm-hmm.
Then at the rate, then attribute name, equal to single quotes
Value.
and value. Okay, so this is the syntax. What is it? Slash slash tag name. Tag name can be anything,
Star. Yep. You put the star.
or you can write star
Yeah.
tag name. Okay,
Yep.
then what is it?
The field you're looking for. Yep.
Yeah, what is it called?
Parentheses. Brackets.
Bracket. What bracket? Square
Yep.
bracket.
Yep.
Then at the rate attribute name equal to value. Okay, attribute value, and it will be within the inverted comma. It can be single comma or double comma, no problem.
Okay.
So these are the question from Xpath, and it is a must question. 99% time interviewer will be asking you, what is Xpath? How many types are there Xpath? And how you can customize your Xpath. Okay? Then he or she might be asking you, if you find one of four, what will you do? Then you have to answer, if it is not one of one, means if it is not unique Xpath, I have to try with different attribute and value. Okay, it can be name, it can be ID, or any attribute and any value. Okay, one of them will be working fine. Now you know this is tag name, right?
Right.
Okay, and you know this is attribute or attribute name, right? And this is attribute values, or we just call value. Okay,
Yep.
then you have to have very clear idea about this. Okay, now CSS selector, how you will create your CSS selector. Okay, you can create your CSS selector 4 ways. You see how? One is just tag and ID. Okay, tag and ID, but before ID you have to put what?
Outside.
Hashtag, right?
Mm-hmm.
So just tag hashtag ID. Let's try. So what is the first? Tag name, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I just write input.
Yep. Star.
Then
//.
this one.
Yep.
Okay. Then ID. Okay. What is ID? TXT. Is selecting, right?
Yep.
So I am taking just value of the ID, and it's saying one of one, means unique. So this is my CSS selector. Okay, so I create my own CSS selector. Okay, if I take CSS selector from here, copy, I can take it from here too, but sometimes there might be double and it might not working. Then you have to create your own CSS selector. You understand me?
Yep.
You see?
What is that?
Yes.
Uh-huh. So you have to create your own CSS selector?
Yeah.
Why?
Say for example, this CSS selector I copied just from here, right? With Google Developer Tools, right?
Mm-hmm.
I take CSS selector. Say for example, this one, I'm taking this one. This is CSS selector, I just copied it. And it's saying 1 of 4. What means? What does it mean?
Yeah, you have multiple. No, you don't.
Same CSS selector in this page, 4 more 3. Okay, that means it will not be working. So if it will not work, what we have to do? We have to try with another CSS selector, and there is only one CSS selector. Then I have to create my own CSS selector. It will happen maybe 0.01%, maybe once in a month. Okay, but if it happens, you have to solve the problem, right? That is why we have to learn also this CSS selector. I can customize my CSS selector by tag, means tag name. Okay, then what? Hashtag and ID means the value of the ID, and another one is tag and class, tag name and class. And before class we use what? Dot. Can you remember? Okay, so this is input, and we are using
Hashtag.
no dot, and we are using dot with what? Class. Is there class? Class. There is no class, so we cannot identify this one.
As if they're using class object or something.
Yeah, if there is class, say for example, there is class. This one is class, right? Say for example, I want to write CSS selector for this location, then it will highlight. Okay, this is not input actually. What is it? Let me check. We were trying this one, right?
Yep.
It's deep. Okay,
What's a dev stands for?
it means division. Division. It was deep. It's selecting, right? And it's saying 1 of 2, so you cannot take this one. Okay.
Yep.
Then you have to try with ID. Okay, then you have to take the ID. Deep username.
You misspelled name.
Username misspell,
Yeah, no, it's good. Sorry.
but it's not working anyway. So 0. It's saying there is none. Okay. Deep username. Deep username. Okay, it's okay. So we are not finding element with this. Okay.
Yep.
So then we have to try with different. Another one is tag attribute, means any attribute. Okay, tag attribute, this one. Okay, how? Let's try tag attribute. Let's try it's saying tag name is input. Okay, and ID is equal to txt, I think username. You see, it's selecting, so it's good, right?
Mm-hmm. And it's unique.
And one of one, it's unique. See, so thus we can write our own CSS element also. Even another one is tag class attribute. Okay, tag in the class. Okay, and any attribute. Okay, so these three more than fine. Actually, we can find with this and this. Just tag an ID, tag an attribute. Okay, even we don't need to learn all these things. Even in your real world project, you will maybe experiencing only once or twice a year. Okay, maybe, or in your whole life maybe you are not experiencing, especially the uh, CSS selector. But regarding Xpath, you will face it a lot of times. That's why it's mandatory to learn how to customize your Xpath, and this is very popular interview question. Okay, you got it?
Yep. Can you send me that Word document too? Send it
Sure,
back.
sure, sure, sure. Then what is Xpath? How to capture Xpath, we discuss it. Type of Xpath, difference between Xpath and absolute Xpath and partial Xpath. Partial Xpath means relative Xpath. Okay. Which Xpath is preferred to use in script? I told you there is
Yeah.
Xpath
Short-
or relative
short-
Xpath. Okay.
yeah.
How
Short
to write Xpath
within.
and also Xpath functions. So there are three kind of Xpath functions. Okay. How to handle elements, those attributes are dynamically changing. It's really important. Some attributes are dynamic. Let me show you one thing. If you use Facebook, say for example, Facebook, I'll show you one dynamic element. If you click here in the password section, among these three, one is dynamic. Maybe this one. I can show you. This one, you see? ID u underscore 0 underscore 2. Okay? When you will run it, okay, today it is your assignment. When you will run it, and if you use this ID, okay, one time you run, first time maybe it will pass, okay, or second time you run, it will fail.
Oh,
Why? Because it is
dynamic.
dynamic. It's changing. Second time is changing, and again third time you run, it is pass. Okay, so you will say, oh, there is no problem. Then maybe your project manager is telling you, or test lead, could you please run again? And
And it fails.
what time you run, it fails. Okay, then you are telling him, oh my goodness, first time it run, second time it fails, then pass, now fail, why it's happening? Then he will tell you, run again, and it will pass again.
Mm.
He will tell you, Koshe, could you please run it again? Then it will fail. So it will be keep changing. Okay, so you have to understand this is dynamic element. Okay, dynamic means one time is coming back to the previous position, and second time it's changing. Okay, so try with it, you will understand it, what I am talking about. Is it clear?
Yep. Then how do you, for the dynamic elements, how do you?
Now we are going to discuss it, how. Okay, you see, absolute Xpath is this long. Sorry, after a long time. Difference between absolute Xpath and
Mm-hmm.
relative Xpath. Then we have to use Xpath functions for dynamic elements. Okay,
Right.
how? What is the opposite for preceding?
Mm.
Forget the word.
Oh, it's
Preceding, opposite word.
it's after.
Mhm. Yes, it is. It is after, but preceding, following.
Yep. Following.
Okay. Now it's very difficult to explain. Let me try to make you understand. This is input text and it is password field, right?
Right.
If I write the XPath for this, I can write it, right? Just
Yep.
Control F and I can write it here. Okay. Try to understand. It's very difficult to explain. Okay. Let me try. Okay. Like double slash and I took star and parenthesis and I take at the rate name. Let me, name is pass, right?
Yep.
I take name and pass. All right. Now look at the syntax. How I can uh, take the XPath of preceding. Okay. You see, I just take double slash preceding colon colon, then took input for, say for example, if there is something I just take preceding this one. Now look, I just change the input 4, I just write 0. It's not highlighting anything, right?
Nope.
If I go for 1, it's not highlighting.
Yep.
Pass. Oh, I made mistake here.
Yep. You have too many back
Yeah,
posts.
you see, when I put 1 of 1, when I put 2, look, preceding is taking which one? This one.
Right.
Okay, and it is 1 of 1 also. Now look, what is it actually? Hidden complete auto. Is highlighting which one?
It's the username.
Username?
Yeah, look like it.
Maybe. Okay, so when I am saying preceding, it should
Maybe 3.
this one. Okay, and if I go for 1, maybe, you see, 1 taking this one, you see.
Yep. Yep.
So preceding means I take the XPath of this field, okay, and I put double slash, and preceding means the previous, okay,
Oh, I see.
and colon input. Input is what? The tag, okay.
Yep.
I can take the tag name. When I say 1, it's taking this one.
Mm-hmm.
So if we find the which one, this one is following, right?
Right.
So this one is making problem, because this is what? Dynamic
Dynamic. Yep.
dynamic element. So we have to go for 1, 2, maybe 3.
Why is it 3? Why is not 2? Because
I'm just trying, okay.
yep. Yep.
It can be following 2. It's not 2 even. Following 1. Oh, it's not preceding. This will be following. Following means after, okay.
Yep.
So it will target following. So I have to write following, not preceding. Following.
You're typing in the wrong place.
Aha. Following.
Yep.
So it should take this one, the login button, okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's taking the login button, login.
Yep.
So this one is problem. It's a dynamic element. Then you
Right.
have to take the XPath of this one
Yep.
and write
Make it
slash following colon
after it.
input, and if it is the first element, then just I say 1 within the bracket, square bracket. If creating maybe another, maybe making this one problem. Say for example, and I have to take, say for example, this one is dynamic element, okay?
Right.
I have to take the XPath of this and say following 1, 2.
Yep. Exactly. Need to
You
hop
understand me? You understand me?
two hops away.
Right.
Two
Like,
fields away.
right. Even if it doesn't work, then you have to take the element,
Oh.
then just say
Two,
1, 2, 3,
three,
okay?
three. Yep. Three fields away.
And it will give you the solution.
I see. So you take whatever Xpath you know an object, you know, anything,
Right.
and then
Right.
see how
So
many
you have to remember preceding and following.
Okay.
Now, say for example, that this one is creating problem. Then you can
Right.
take the XPath of this and say preceding
Preceding
2.
Yep.
Okay? If it is, then it will be 3.
Should be 1. Oh.
Yeah. Clear?
Yep.
So this is also very popular interview question. What
Got it.
is preceding and following
Yep.
in Selenium in relation to XPath?
Yep.
Then you have to tell them. Or they might ask you, when you find dynamic element, okay, while
Mm-hmm.
you locating elements in Selenium, how you can solve the problem. Then you have to tell, I have to take either the preceding or following technique. Could you please explain? Then you have to say, I have to find the XPath first of any element, then say if it is the previous one making problem, then I have to say preceding colon colon input, and I have to put the number inside the bracket, okay,
Yep.
square bracket. Is it clear?
Yep.
So you have to go through it and you have to practice, okay? Now I will discuss XPath functions in the next class, okay?
Okay.
It's not chargeable.
The functions have, sorry, the XPath has also 3 functions, and that is text function, contains function, starts with function, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So when you can explain all these things, then interviewer will be happy and you will get the job.
Inshallah.
If you cannot explain this, or show them you can write your own XPath and CSS selector, that means you know something, okay?
Mm-hmm.
If you can do it, that means you didn't know
Right.
all this, and you are not
Qualified.
solution oriented Selenium test engineer, okay? So you have to solve the problem. These are the challenges in your project, okay? So you will be facing now and then all these problems, but you have to solve it. Maybe even senior engineers, they cannot solve it. They will say, Koshe, why don't you try? Okay? Now if you can do it, they will take credit. We did it, okay?
Mm. Right.
Is it clear?
Yep.
Okay. I'm sending it to you.
Inshallah. Yep. I'll see you tomorrow, inshallah. Yeah.
Okay. And I will send you another document. Please go through it also.
We'll do.
Very nice
And
document. Okay?
and send me the previous video, like the Tuesday video when we set up help. No, the last Sunday when we helped you set up the environment. Okay.
Okay, I will.
I think so. Inshallah.
So thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you.
Have a nice evening.
Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.